Thank you for being here. I'm Galen Ettlin. We begin with a man who helped make Oregon what it is today. Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Happy Thursday, almost Friday.
台湾当局最近作为亚洲第一个同性恋婚姻的支持者
Galen Ettlin has bbeen following this story for a few days now.
We're here outside of the Vancouver Police Department where flags are ordered to be at half staff in honor of fallen officer Donald Sahota. 北京奥运会马上就要开始了. I gotta practice the Mandarin, right? Keep it up. We are about a month away from the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics.
你觉得中国在这方面会有哪些做法来满足人们对爱的自由和需求？
这个问题我第一次听到这个。
Let's get to national headlines in your morning rush here. The state of Michigan has agreed to pay $600 million to the victims of the Flint water crisis. This is obviously something that he's pushing for his base. Do you think that there's any common ground that can be found to bridge that gap?
The common ground is that everybody agrees that we need to do a better job on border security.
Former NSYNC member Lance Bass is saying bye, bye, bye to the Brady Bunch house. We know that Lake County has the state's lowest vaccination rate of 31% total population. Klamath County is also pretty low, 40%. What's being done to address that disparity during wildfires?
You'll notice that smoke is really thick in downtown.
Yeah.
Diane, I saw your question asking how the fire started. Right now, we do not know.
Now, we've seen a surge in advanced and early voting. Will that change how or when NBC calls the presidential race?
Oh, it absolutely could.
We are now in Times Square in New York City, and what an exciting place to be for this exciting moment. 现在让我们把镜头切回北京的现场。 Hey, welcome back. From the tone deaf to the songbirds, karaoke is a great way to let loose.
So Galen Ettlin with those dulcet tones, I love the
thank
tone
you.
of your voice.
I'll just
is
bring it down
here.
lower.
Yeah, there you go.
The ACLU of Oregon has already chimed in saying that if the ban were to move forward, there will be legal action that it's considering.
Galen, I can't believe that they were originally set to begin actually this week.
Right, Ashley? As they say in Japan, gambaro, let's do this. Now, the wildfires here in Oregon, Washington, and California have really brought climate change to the forefront as well. What's the progress on this effort so far? What are we waiting on?
Making the case to the Biden administration.
You mentioned the cool temperatures.
Oh, yeah, it looked cold out there. They were,
Yes.
trying to stay warm. But what if I told you the expanded universe can be found through a drive through Highgate? Down this country road is the portal to the outer rim.
Looking back now at what happened then, what is your takeaway?
That there was this sense of we're all in this together.
We do want to check back in with Rod Hill. More ice ahead, potentially. Where do you think there's a gap in knowledge of the public in your individual work in tackling this crisis? It was warm in the 40s. All the snow melted off my car.
Perfect for you.
Girl, I was here for it.
Yeah, can you imagine, Laurel? They were waiting a long time in the cold. Right now, we are right on that freezing mark.
This weekend, and Celine, you even got your Disney song Wish. I sang a medley in Chinese. All right, everybody, for this segment here, I want you to get your phone out or your tablet and message me your New Year's resolutions. Mine is to speak up more when things aren't right. So send me yours. You can search me, Galen Ettlin, on social media.
Did I get a ma'am?
Did you get transported right back to Texas?
Hurts a little bit sometimes.
Galen, good evening to you.
Hi, Joe. Yeah, so even though downtown didn't see a whole lot of snow, we saw kind of this dusting that's flurrying around me just a little bit. The overall conditions across the area sort of had that ripple effect that impacted a lot of people's plans.
I know it's not even 7 o'clock, but I am not above a glass of wine. I mean, we woke up at 2 a.m., right? So
It's for the show.
it's for the show.
Exactly,
Just break it out right down here. Oh, I don't have it.
We're stunned. We're freaking out. And do you know why? Because Galen Ettlin has never had any soda in his entire life. Tell us the story.
I was a picky child. My parents didn't have it in the house, and when I, never wanted it, because I'm like, brown water, why would I want that?
Does that kind of make sense?
And tonight we are talking solutions and progress. Well, time is 6:04, and some local businesses spent Thanksgiving cleaning up after vandals caused thousands of dollars of damage along Southeast Hawthorne. The other big story, the Democratic National Convention closed with the main event last night. Presidential nominee Joe Biden taking the stage.
And he emphasized his main theme.
I think this is the perfect challenge for us.
You're a little bit more athletically inclined than I am, I think, but I'll still watch it on WCAX.
And we're looking at waterfront business. It can bring big money to a community, but here in this area there are some challenges with that. Channel 3's Kelly O'Brien joins us live at the Plattsburgh waterfront tonight to see how it's being developed. Hi, Kelly.
In the heart of Newburgh, this crowd fights for visibility under the Unity flag.
There are about 200 to 300 people here now, maybe.
This was the scene August 24th, exactly 2 weeks after the Newburgh School Board voted 4-3.
Get political symbols and divisive symbols out of our schools.
That included Black Lives Matter and pride flags. This crowd fought back for BIPOC and LGBTQ youth.
Their identities cannot be seen.
It's already hard enough being in high school.
I understand the feeling of isolation that some students can have.
David Myers grew up nearby in McMinnville. He says a Black Lives Matter flag at school would not be political to black children.
Having that opportunity to feel a community around you and community supporting you is great for children.
Newburgh mother Ty Hardin Moore told the board black students do not feel safe right now.
Because my son was called a at school.
That's why a few days later, on a drizzly morning, this group came together.
When members of a marginalized population ask you for help, you just say, yes, this was what we got.
After the school board vote, Erin McCarthy and her husband Jay Bill helped build this Progress Pride flag on their farm within view of Newburgh High School.
Giving voice to those who feel like at the moment they don't have one.
Members of the black community then reached out to add a BLM flag.
Our life isn't political.
Andre Miller is an activist who helped build and paint the new BLM flag, noting it is not connected to the political organization with that same name.
When we actually say Black Lives Matter on the street, we're really referring to our life as black people matter. The only divisiveness is white supremacy.
There are people of all walks of life in Newburgh.
Ryan Clark with the Newburgh Graphic has followed every development, reporting the school board may have broken state law when the same 4 members voted to hire outside legal counsel in a closed-door meeting.
An intensely political issue here.
District lawyers are supposed to review the symbol ban first, but with the story reaching multiple national outlets, legal heat is coming from all sides.
The ACLU of Oregon has already chimed in saying that if the ban were to move forward, there will be legal action that it's considering.
So why the big upset? Studies by the Trevor Project show lesbian, gay, and bisexual youth are 5 times more likely to attempt suicide because of bullying and lack of support. And a study in JAMA Pediatrics shows black children under 13 are twice as likely to die by suicide compared to white children. To these kids, a flag is more than a flag.
Showing that they are worthy of being alive.
So seeing something like this saves lives, you feel?
Literally saves lives.
A fight under the unity flag. In this town, not so united. Galen Ettlin, KGW News.
Fear and stigma around the LGBTQ community prevented real action to save lives. And that's part of why Pride Month is so important, recognizing that historic oppression and how far we've come in the fight for love and acceptance.
Some queer heroes are not around to see the progress.
How does it feel to look back now and see where we are today, having been one of those trailblazers?
Every time I get teared up. Every time I walk by a house or a business and I see a pride flag hanging, I look up to heaven where Jerry and Larry are now, and I say, hey, Jerry and Larry, do you see this one? It's a very important symbol of where we've come.
Other local queer heroes are memorialized for the first time this year on a TriMet Pride bus.
I really never thought I would see this happen.
A mark of acceptance, but also of the road forward.
So much more work to be done.
As other states enact anti-LGBTQ laws, WSU queer historian Peter Bogue says it's a reminder.
A lot has changed, and unfortunately, some things haven't.
And that history
We're birthed from resilience.
is our guide
We're birthed from overcoming.
to live our true colors. Galen Ettlin, KGW News.
We want to thank you so much for watching here this morning. We're in for some sun. You can see the spectacular view of the mountain here. Hope you can enjoy it.